Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. I order comics from Discount Comic Book Service, and I got a notification today that I forgot to order. So I was like, I'm gonna order. Well, you know what? I didn't do a video today, so let's make a video. It's been a long time since I did a video of me actually ordering comics. So this is the Discount Comic Book Service. I got it on my iPad right here. And for those of you who are watching, I see Haldir's in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. I sent out a message today. Did anybody get my message? It's been a while. I just wanted to say, so if anybody signed up to my Substack and did not get a message, just let me know. Hey, how you doing, Haldir? How you doing? Um, let me know. I sent out a message. Oh, I got 7 people. So, and right over here, if you click on this, you could pop in and we could talk. You could join. Hey, Brian, how you doing? The link is right here if you want to pop in and talk. I'm just going to order some comics. Could you do a video of me putting on shoes? You know, anything to show my feet, Marcus. I know how sneaky you are about seeing my feet. I know. So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is DCBS, Discount Comic Book Service. And you could order, this is how I order comics. So that's how I do things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm hitting pre-order. And again, people are welcome to join in and come with me on this comic book ordering journey. So, okay, so here is DC Comics. I like to, so, oh, wow, a lot of Marcus is here. If anybody wants to join in. So this is DC Comics. This is how I order DC Comics. I hit pre-order and I go to Marvel Comics because I do not order any DC Comics. Just watching for a bit, got to put my kid to, okay, how you doing? Hey, Gray Poupon, how you doing? How's everybody? This is not going to be exciting. I was hoping people would pop in and we'd talk while we're doing this. This is how I order Marvel comics. I skip completely and I do not order any Marvel comics. So now I'm going down to Image, and these, see, Image is just like a loose confederation of, so I'm just looking down, see what's interesting. What am I going to order? Anybody got, Astro City. Could you search for Doctor Strange Collected? It wouldn't be in here. This is only new comics, Pete. You go to Amazon. Somebody commented that you could go to Amazon and look for Doctor Strange collections. I'll look and I'll send you a link. So I'm just looking over here. If there's anything that catches my eye or anything that I actually collect. And my rule of thumb now is if I can't remember it, I don't order it. So, like I used to write down everything that I collect and make sure I didn't miss. But if I can't bother to remember it, then it's not important enough for me to collect. So, and my goal every month is to get less and less new comics. So, okay, Geiger, is this new? So this is my first. I hit that. It's in my cart. Geiger #1. And this is Geiger #1 A cover, and this is Geiger #1 B cover. I only get the A covers. This is the C cover. I only get the A covers because I'm not rewarding that kind of behavior. I'm trying to see, is there a way to, to see this better? I don't know. Is this difficult for you guys to see? So it's going down the list. / Kill Your Idols one shot. So I'll order that. I like hack slash the haunt. I liked this. Hey Kids comics. I don't see anything. Just going down the list again. I was hoping somebody would join in with me. I've been experimenting with letting people in, and so far nobody's really taken me up on it. Come in and we'll talk comics, but nothing is interesting in here. Okay, Local Man trade paperback. I just read 1 to 6 of Local Man. I really liked it. Level Monarch, Monstrous. I do like Monstrous, but I'm like way behind, so I'm not going to get Monstrous. I'll just pick up on that later. So look at all this. All of these comics, and so far only one. Redcoat. Oh, okay. I'll get Redcoat. Jeff Johns. And now, can you see this? I'll expand this. Red Coat cover with Brian Hitch. So not only is it Jeff Johns, but it's a Brian Hitch cover. $1.99. I saved 50 cents. So that's why I'm using this. I'm sorry, local comic book stores. I'm sorry, but comics are just too expensive. The Rook, Exodus, Jeff Johns. I'll get that. A cover. I'm trying to see if there's any Salmon Twitch. So Sea Serpents, Six Fingers, something epic. I don't know. I don't get Spawn. I'm sorry, guys, but I heard Spawn's getting pretty good again. I'm just not interested in Spawn. Anything down here? Torrent, Transformers, Under York. I like that cover. Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon. There you go, Brian. There you go, Universal Monsters. Untold Tales of Hate. Void Rivals. Robert Kirkman. See, I think I got. I don't know if I collect it, so I'm not going to get it. Walking Dead. You know, Walking Dead was a phenomenon. And that's the end for Image. So that's before I go to the next one. Let's check out these comments. The next manga series I'm saving for is Dohedro. It's 23 volumes. There are a bunch of sellers and e-buy, but cost about. Wow. I watched Senator's Quick Flips. So many comics look like Netflix pitches. Yeah, I agree. Does Jeff Lemire have new stuff? Jeff Lemire has a Black Hammer: The End. I didn't read it yet. I got up to issue 5 of Black Hammer: The End, and Dr. Star, one of the Tangent stories. It was one of the best comics I've ever read. Not a fan of that cover. Let's go back to the creature. Let's go back to this Universal Monsters. So it was double. Oh, it was all right. So let's look. That cover's pretty cool. What do you think of that cover, Brian? This is the. That's a pretty cool cover, I got to say. Kind of like that. How do I get out of here? I hit the wrong button. Okay. Damn it. Excellent commentary. That one's okay. I figured you'd like that one. That one looked pretty cool. I know, Brian. For those of you who don't know, Brian does Wolf and Betsy. He's a resident monster expert. That's why I'm asking for his opinion on this. All right. This cover is pretty cool. What do you think of that one, Brian? It's too much glare. What do you think of that? Oh, he draws the hands too small. Oh, what did I do? All right. Let's go back. How do I go back? If I go back, it's going to jump all the way up here. I'm not, the interface on this, it works better on my computer. Yeah, this one's not that great. I agree with you, that one. I think that's the one I looked at. This black and white one's pretty cool. Yeah, he should have big hands. I like this artist, though. Joelle Jones is a wonderful artist. But if I'm going to get monsters, I definitely am not going to get the white cover. Look at this. You got to get monsters with that cover. But I'm skipping the series, although it's one of 4. It's one of 4, and I always get the A cover. This is the A cover. I know. I'm weak. There you go, Brian. I'll let you know if it's any good. I ordered it. All right. So that's everything from Image. So I'm going to scroll up, and then I'm going to go to AWA. And I just go down the list. What do we got here? One of my favorite horror comics. Cool. That's a sick cover. I was critiquing that other Creature of Horror Mike's. Oh, okay. Oh, so you already knew about this. I started watching Resident Alien. I love the comic. How is the show? I didn't watch the show. And I do think that actor who's playing the alien is perfect casting. That guy's like half alien to begin. I really didn't like the artwork for Dracula. So now I got some people in here. What's your favorite of these Universal monsters? I know Brian is a werewolf guy. I always like the creature. The creature's my favorite. See, what do we got down here? Can everybody see this well? Okay, AWA doesn't seem to have a lot. They're a tiny company. Boom Studios. I always skip Boom Studios. you know, they never have the covers. So like, I hate to say it, but like, if you don't have the covers, and then I look at the writers. Wow, it's like all Stephanie Phillips. Yeah, nothing here interests me. All right, this is boring. You can't even see the covers. Who cares? They don't want to show me the covers, then they're not really interested in. So, wow, Dark Horse doesn't even have the covers. What is going on? Blue Book, I collect. The show is great. The lead actor is good. Are Dracula's your favorite? Massive Studio is a bad company to order from. What's Massive Studio? Massive Publishing? What's Massive Publishing? I don't even think this is one of the choices. Oh, we got Marcus over here. Marcus, I'm going to make you small and make my screen big. I'm sure that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I'm big enough. I don't need to be big.
Yeah. And turn your volume down a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do this. You could still talk, though. You're still here.
Is that any better?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay.
So Blue Book, I don't know if anybody is familiar with Blue Book, but it's about like alien abductions based on like real alien abduction. Well, real if you believe in that stuff, but like legitimately cataloged alien abductions. What do we got? Is what Sean Good Murphy's working on now, and I don't like them. Oh, okay, that's his company. I don't like this. I want to see Marcus's beautiful face, even though he wants to see my feet. Even though he wants to see my feet.
I just you can make a video about anything. You can have feet cast tomorrow.
There we go. Okay, Brian's got to go put the kids to bed. Yep. How long does that take? Come back and we'll talk about comics if you want, Brian. No, it's just an indie. Okay. You know what? I feel a little vindicated. I was never a fan of Sean Gordon Murphy. He seems like a good guy. I got nothing against him, but I didn't like. Well, he kind of came. He kind of came after I lost my interest in DC Comics. Anybody read?
I read Batman White Knight.
Yeah, I heard it was good. I took
it out from the library.
I cut cold turkey with DC. I'm so mad that they don't have this image, but the Goon, them that don't stay dead. I love Eric Powell's artwork. I love the Goon. So whenever the Goon comes out, I actually get like excited. It's one of my favorite comics. I've been trying to get Eric Powell to come on my channel. To his credit, he hasn't said yes. He hasn't said no. He's kind of just been like, ignoring me. Magic
I used
Order.
to take a lot of trades out from the library. That way I could read the stuff and I didn't have to keep it.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay for it. Yeah.
Now we could pirate it, but I still like to read it a little better, but I haven't been to the library.
Even if I could pirate stuff, I don't want to because I don't want I need a physical comic in my hand. Oh, Usagi Yojimbo. Unfortunately, there's no cover. William of Newbury. See, now this is bothering me because I'm a big fan of Michael Avon Oeming, but I don't want to order this comic. I can't see the cover. You know what I mean? So, yes, I like some of his stuff, but not his Constantine. Oh, he did Constantine? I guess the new reboot of Constantine? Oh, The Witcher. I love these Witcher comics. These comics are actually good. And look at this. The price if you get it at DCBS is $215. How can I say no?
That's the way to go.
I know. Marcus, do you go to a local comic store?
Not often. The local one is Heroes. The big one is Heroes Aren't Hard to Find. They run the Heroes Con. They've been around in Charlotte forever.
Oh, that's right. You're in North Carolina.
That guy's a legend. And there's a couple other ones. I used to go, but I was in Waxhaw, North Carolina, which is outside of Charlotte. So it would take me like 45 minutes to get there. And then, you know me, I'll spend a couple hours talking about comics to come back.
Yeah.
And wife would be like, you're supposed to be spending time at home on Sundays. You work all week. But she was right, because I was like, oh my God, the day's over. I still got to do all this stuff. Yeah. And it got excited. And I was buying a few comics that my kids were reading. And this was like 2009. And the Hulk comic turned into Incredible Hercules. Remember that?
Yeah, I like that. That was fun.
Yeah. Except that Hercules was having sex with Namora, and my kids were too young to be reading that.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
they
the
really
problem.
did like, my younger son particularly likes the Hulk. So that way I stopped going. And, they were expensive with a family at that point.
See,
You're more
you see
expensive
all these
now.
people. It's just like, oh, you just want it to be heterosexual. It's like, no, we want it to be kid friendly.
No, I remember
Just
reading a
scroll
lot
back
of
to show.
comics.
I got Fire and Ice. Just letting everybody know what I ordered. Fire and Ice, the Bill Willing. The A cover,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
that's nice.
yeah. I'm a big fan of Bill Willingham. I haven't even read any of these comics yet, but
The Fire Nights look good. I mean, this is stuff I would buy if I was going to the store. The Titan Conan looks great. You know,
yeah, I ordered a few of those. There was something. Oh, Jennifer Blood. Jennifer Jennifer Blood. You see, I can't see the cover, but I get Jennifer Blood. You know, uh, there was something else I ordered.
so so I had one child read 350 issues of the Hulk. I had over 300 issues of the Hulk over a long box, and with the books with the reprints, you could read almost every issue. So he was a big Hulk fan, and
Oh,
the other one read a lot of Spider-Man comics.
I gotta get a facsimile copy of Hulk #1 to do on Sunday Comics. Not a big Marvel
Oh,
fan, but Ultimate X.
Hulk #1 is a brilliant comic.
Yeah, it really is. The first 6 Hulk comics I really love. Maybe I'll show. I'll do my favorite Hulk
You
again.
should ask Larry Lieber about the Hulk pages that he saved that got torn up and thrown in the garbage.
Oh no.
So what happened was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby didn't really know what to do with the Hulk. That's why he had like two or three personalities the first
Yeah,
6 issues,
I've been saying that for a while that they
and
didn't know what to do with the Hulk.
they
You
really
could
did
tell.
it and wasn't sure. And I know that the thing is like Stan Lee did nothing and Jack Kirby did everything. I kind of, especially early on, I refused to believe that completely. And so, but what they did do, if you watch and if you looked at the Avengers #1 that you looked at, it looks like the Hulk can fly.
Yeah,
When
I talked about that. I said the Hulk was
yeah,
flying in the first couple of issues.
yeah. The theory is that Jack thought the Hulk could fly, and Stan didn't want him to fly, and he had the production, which I guess is just Sal Brodsky, draw jumping lines, you know, behind the Hulk, so it didn't look like he fly. So sometimes the Hulk is sitting there flying, and he's turning around in midair, and everybody's like, "Well, he can't fly," but no, Jack thought he could fly. And there's a comic with the Hulk in the hospital flying all over the place, and Stan didn't like it, and Jack got so mad he tore the pages up.
Oh
And
man.
legend has it that Larry Lieber saved them.
So here's Sweetie Vigilante, uh, and I always get the Josh Howard covers, but it doesn't look like there's any Josh Howard covers anymore. And I'm kind of intrigued to see what's going on. So I don't know. I'll guess I'll get the A cover because I always try to get the A covers. So there we go. But I'm a little disappointed that Josh Howard's not doing the covers. And it's
Yeah,
funny
he's good.
because Thor couldn't really fly either. Thor just like propelled
No,
himself.
that they agreed with. Thor could not fly. Thor never flew.
He threw his hammer, caught it, and then like the Hulk and Thor, if they got struck in midair, that should break their momentum and they fall.
That's
But
right. They,
you clearly saw the Hulk maneuvering. That's not how, you know.
you know, Stan didn't really like those overpowered heroes DC used to
Yeah,
have, where they could do almost everything. I mean, just think of the Flash is so incredibly powerful. Um, and Marvel never had anybody that power. They have super fast, super speed, but not as fast. And
yeah.
and then they had one hero that had all the powers in one. That's Superman. And you wonder why they just had science comics, not really action comics through the 50s and 60s
I
because they
forgot
couldn't
what
figure out
company
what to
this
do.
is, but there's just nothing I'm interested in here. It's really driving me nuts that they don't have the covers on like every other page.
You think because the comics might be running late because comics is hard.
Yeah. So that was IDW. Nothing by Merc.
That's my saying. Comics is hard, John.
It is hard. I had
It's hard. It's hard to draw. It's hard, It's hard. It's hard to draw. It's hard to draw even a one page.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. It's hard. You work and you're doing this.
Yeah.
It, it,
What's
um,
my thoughts on
you
Spawn?
know,
I love the concept of Spawn. I remember when I first saw
I remember
Spawn,
Spawn.
and I love the fact that he had this like meter that was running down, and when the meter got to zero, he supposedly like
I
turned into
like that.
and then they got rid of the meter, and then to me, like I thought that added like a sense of urgency to Spawn, and like, oh my god, how is he going to survive? And then they just did away with the meter, and it's almost like Spawn was the concept was brilliant, and he wasn't given the talent or the story that character deserved.
Well,
Like
Todd wasn't the writer. You know, when they made some of
he
those
should have
books,
got a good writer. He should have hired a
when
writer.
when Image made some of those books, they're not quite the world builder you are. You know, they were just making comics. You know, and some of it didn't have.
Well, they
Oh,
weren't
like, oh, we're
writers.
going to do this, and you
They
can
were all
see it. You
they were
know,
all artists, and that was my
all
problem.
artists.
I'll say this to the day I die: good art will get me interested in your comic, but good writing will get me to stay.
Oh no, I'll keep on picking up a comic if it's good art,
you know,
but that's for a whole other reason.
Walt. So
But
I'm
yeah.
Walt comics now because Scout
Well,
nothing.
so one of the ideas of Image wasn't just breaking away from the corporation; it was breaking away from the writers. All those guys, all those guys were frustrated with the writers. In the Comic Buyer's Guide, Eric Larson wrote a long letter, famous, infamous letter about he was called "Name Withheld," saying how artists don't need writers; they can write it. Writing comics isn't
Yeah,
that hard. They can write it themselves, and that came on the idea a writer could write 3 comics a month, and an artist could barely do one because of the time, physical labor of it. But I don't think that's true.
Well, let me put it
I didn't
this
agree
way.
with that at all.
Just yesterday, I had a talk that if my comic does well, I want to do a very ambitious project. That'll probably take a couple of years, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And then we started talking about money, and I was just like, listen, I'm going to write the script. The script is going to take me a couple of months, and you're literally going to be working on this for years. So it's like, I think like a fair cut would be like me getting 30 and him getting 70. He's
wow.
The art inking and then coloring it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, especially since a lot of people ink their own work, it's even longer.
But again, we were just farting around with the idea. Don't anybody get excited yet.
Well, I could sign an NDA anytime you want.
Yeah. And here I am. We got a comment over here. Oh, gotta go legal. Okay. I have to check out Galaxy Comics sometime. I think it's the biggest comic store in Winnipeg. Oh, cool. I keep forgetting you're in Winnipeg. My wife is from Winnipeg. Jay from the Diabolical Souls Presents YouTube channel mentioned it. Okay. Yeah. Let me know. I love a good comic book store. Just, I don't mean I have to be mercenary. You can't compete with these 40%. Go to League of Comics. Where's League of Comics? He goes there. So now I'm in a section just called Other. These are all like the smaller publishers, and it's just alphabetical order of everybody. And I don't usually get much in this section, but the anal retentive in me will not let me go until I look, because I do find some interesting things like this. Atlas Comics Venus Volume 2. Now,
wow. Yeah. Bill Everett.
Bill Everett in the late 40s, the first half of the series. I would get this, but they don't have Venus #1. So and then I pay for these, and it takes like 3 months. So that's why they could offer such a discount, because they could order 3 months in advance, get exactly what they need. So they don't have dead stock. I don't know. I imagine they must have a storefront where people can just walk in and buy stuff.
I don't know.
But I don't even know where they're located. I think they're I forget where they're located. But let's see. You're in Winnipeg as well. Wow. Somebody messaged me about buying a glass, and it was in my spam folder, so I didn't see it for like a week. So I messaged him back, said, yeah, sure. He just asked if he could buy one. I was like, yeah, sure. So if you're in the chat, or if you see this later on, yeah, everybody, I'll sell you a glass. sell anybody glass. I made them to sell. One day, one day we'll have like a group of like 10 people. We'll all raise our glasses and have a beer. Or soda, whatever the hell you drink.
I still have that drawing of the patriarch. I just have to do the logo.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can,
yeah,
I was working on the other thing,
yeah.
which I'm fine with. I just want to reiterate, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Completely understand. I don't,
It's a business, Marcus.
And you mentioned no, but also you
Comics will break
mentioned
your heart, kid.
you mentioned it. No, but you mentioned it too. I mean, yesterday you mentioned exactly what it was. Like I felt like I drew exactly what was because I'm used to doing that. What was on the page, written out, and the other one is a brilliant page. I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was a little different. And now I completely see what he's going for, which is a good idea too. So it's fine. It just was a different theory.
Renzo sent
Um,
me. Renzo sent me.
we looked at two different things. Maybe one day I'll do something and Ron will do, something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's
But that's
not over.
focused on what the characters were. I have no issue with it at all. It's
I
fine. There'll be if you do a lot of comics, there'll be plenty of
Yeah,
chances.
that's the
I'm willing to draw a horse. Don't forget that. And I don't draw
I gotta,
horses, but I'm willing to do it anyway because I don't understand how being afraid of drawing horses is. I'd rather draw a horse in a building. So that's that, and and maybe I don't have time. Maybe I'd make you late. I mean, I work 45. I'm driving all over the place. I work places. I have to take the artwork to hotel rooms. I have to figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So don't worry about it. I don't want you to say, "Oh, you said yesterday." You get upset. Don't get upset over that. That's fine. Somebody has to be adult in CG. It might as well be me. That's the thing.
New topic, Marcus. So Renzo sent me a page today that I'm really excited about, and it's funny because talk about changing. It had 5 panels, and the page he sent me had 7, and I totally see what he did. So I forget who was asking me, like, "Oh, are you gonna have to rewrite your script?" I'm like, "Yes, because I'm not the artist. What I picture in my head, and then I'm not gonna argue with Renzo.
That's what if you work closely enough with the writer, with my old writer and our Captain Courage stuff, he'll write a full script, and you write a better script that he writes than he does. He writes too many people talking in the panel off it. But I could change it, add panels, change the shape. He says, "Don't worry about it." I like having the dialogue, to be honest with you. It, and that Renzo's good, so
Sorry about hitting the.
You should come to Heroes Con.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm going to have to rewrite the script, because a lot of extra panels and stuff. But he's a professional. He's and I approve it. So I look at him like, yeah, that makes total sense. Should I order genderqueer? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you should order genderqueer, and then we should look at it on Sunday.
That's actually pretty funny. That's.
I can't believe that stuff's in the library.
Guys, if super chat me $11.99, I'll order genderqueer. Yeah.
I just read Bronze Star yesterday.
How was it?
Oh, it's amazing. Talk about small panels, though. Oh my God.
Well, Pat Broderick is amazing.
The Pat Broderick's amazing.
Guy's close to 80 years old, and he's still one of the best artists going. What is this?
Yeah, crazy. He's really good.
I didn't know what that was. Oh. What do we have? I'm down to H. I don't know if you guys can see this as well as I can. I mean, obviously, but it's driving me nuts that they don't have as many panels. So in the beginning, so I'm down to I. Now I'm at the J's, and this is just all of the small press stuff. And this is where I'll find things like Love and Rockets. And I don't know how many times I miss Love and Rockets or how many times I order the same issue 3 times because they are like very sporadic and they'll put like variant covers. I like a lot of dialogue and text. I don't know if you're serious or not because that's like a bone of contention. I was told in my scripts that I didn't have unnecessary dialogue. Marcus, you read my scripts.
No, I didn't think you had unnecessary dialogue at all.
And I also know that what I send out to the artist is still a draft because it's not going to be finalized until I send it to the letterer. Excuse me. Sorry if that was loud. I just realized I'm right up against the microphone. So I'm up to L. Anything? I'm trying to look. There's Love and Rockets number 15. All right, cool. See, this is good because Love and Rockets is like $11.99, and geez, you guys can't even see this. This isn't. I don't know if I could adjust the brightness, but can you see the price over here?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? How can
wow? How could you go wrong with that?
Yeah. So that's good. I scroll through here like meticulously looking for Love and Rockets, and I still miss it half the times. Because Love and Rockets is one of those comics that like I forget who it was, but they showed that they have like 104 characters and probably more now since the last time.
It was such a big comic when I was in college.
Did you read it?
Oh, we all read it, yeah. Well, they're geniuses.
Yeah.
Even if you're not into that type of comic, you just have to marvel at how the brothers can draw.
Yeah. They I have to say though, the last couple of issues, it's I guess the temptation to have like porn and nudity and sex is a strong temptation. But they've always had nudity. Don't get me wrong, anybody listening. Love and Rockets from issue number 1, they had nudity, but it was like, I don't know, like acceptable, or maybe I was a kid, so I want. But now it seems like it's almost like every other page. Like one of the characters is a porn star, so like the story's about being important. So there's just like explicit sex. It's getting to be a little too much. Nexus newspaper strips. How can I say no to this? 33 cents.
Oh, that's in the boat store?
Yeah, 65 cents for volume 2.
Wow.
65 cents. Yeah. How could I say no? That was less than $5 for 5 comics. And I think I already have that, to be honest.
I think Steve Root collected that too.
Oh, geez, this is killing me. I finally decided to do this, and there's no images. What do we got here? I read Spider-Punk and New Detective. It wasn't much out. What does that mean? It wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad. I read Spider-Punk and New Detective. I don't know. I can't get. Remember when you sent me a very early draft of script? I'm in development deal with Netflix. Keep meaning. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, cool. Pete's stealing my idea and running to Netflix. Great.
I see that.
Well,
my dad was a lawyer. I can hook you up.
There you go, Pete. Just just send me some coke. When you're doing cocaine in the bathrooms with all the other Hollywood. Actually, these guys are probably getting minimum wage nowadays, right? Being in the writer's room of a Netflix can't be as lucrative as it used to be. Okay, so here we have Penthouse Comics. I have Penthouse Comics number 1 over here, and believe it or not, I actually like it. So I have to get the A covers because I'm a freak, but I'm looking at the different covers. I do like this cover the best, but the A cover just looks like a typical. It just looks like a typical Penthouse magazine, But this one looks like a fetish demoness. But this one, like it kind of looks.
I'm surprised that came back.
Yeah. So anything else? What do we got here? Tyrone LaFrance. Tyson LaFrance. I said the wrong name. I'm sorry that this is so dull, guys. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. I got to get back to showcasing comics. Maybe I'll do. showcasing comics live. You know, and
It's not your fault. There's no covers.
I know, but I didn't know this. I thought I'd open it up and we'll do this, and then I thought it would be a fun, interesting thing to do. I did this. One of my earlier videos was doing exactly this, but it wasn't live. It was just me, and I think it got like 2 views. But
Did you get any crowdfunded comics recently?
not recently. I just got a notification that something shipped.
Yeah, I got a Ghost of Matacumba Key.
Yes, I got that. I got that. Yes, I
Yeah.
got that.
But
And I
did you get the? Go
I
ahead.
got the coin.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
What
I
this?
wish I got the coin.
I love coins.
I'm thinking of a superhero that uses the coins as a weapon.
Matter of fact, I'll never forget Mr. Terrific.
I remember.
Yeah, he threw the coin into the robot and clogged up the robot. I just got a notification about my coins now. They sent me proofs, so I'm praying that between the variant cover hold up and the coin hold up. That's the only thing that's holding up my campaign.
I'm sorry you're having trouble with the variant cover.
Yeah, it's one guy's just not responding, and Michael T. Gilbert's just stepping up to the plate. He said he'll be done in another week.
Hey, I think the smaller campaign having 1-star, like known guy like a Michael T. Gilbert, it's a good idea.
Well, I wanted to have.
I know you don't like him, but
no, I love Michael T. Gilbert.
No, you don't like variant covers that much.
Oh, yeah. But I also know that they make money, But
well, in the crowdfunding, variant covers are different than in the reason than in the mainstream. But it's funny. I love Aaron Lopresti's comics.
Yeah,
those are 2 excellent comics, The Wraith of God. But I always thought his covers were better than his variant covers. He'd go on and how great these artists were, and I'm like, but Aaron, you're better than them.
Yeah, but
so,
but a lot of people buy 2.
Yeah, I can't afford to buy all the copies of all the covers.
I usually buy just the 1 cover of everything too. It's more where am I going to store it these days? It's to the point.
Although I did get
good.
I did get the Bud Root cover, extra cover of Core Draft.
He's glorious. I love his art.
He's such a nice man, John.
I never met him.
I've hung out with him at conventions. He's local in Charlotte here as well. He's a good friend of Andy Smith. And he's such a nice guy. And he makes fun of himself. He's an ex-Marine and he's a liberal, and they just beat each other up back and forth.
Well,
no politics. They have great friends.
I found that most military guys, these are guys
just the nicest guy.
They've seen the world, and they put things in the proper perspective. That's why everybody listens to your boy Zach. He's a military man who
2 tours, 2 different militaries,
and then he
2 branches.
Every year or so, he moves across the country. This is a guy that
well, he's a little strange, but
yeah, he's very strange. This is a guy that doesn't live in a bubble, if you know what I mean. Like here we got the Vampirist Camilla magazine, number 21. I'll blow this up.
Oh wow.
This is a Frazetta cover. Now this tricked me because I thought this was Warren magazine, but it's but it's Warrant magazine. So I bought all of these thinking, oh wow, Warren magazine came back. So I bought them, and then after I had a stack of them, I realized I got hoodwinked. But no harm, no foul. I ended up enjoying them. And how could you? The cover price is like $9.99, so $5. I can't complain. I can't complain. Yeah. See, I was hoping, I like that somebody finally came in. I've been given open-ended invitations.
Sometimes I'm driving at work and I can't come in and stuff. And I like to come in. I like, I was on with Don once. Other than that, I would have liked to join that other day when Matt Barr threw it out there, but I just couldn't do it. I was having dinner.
See, these
I like Matt.
Oh, Matt Barr is great.
We went to the School of Visual Arts almost exactly 10 years separate from us. He's like almost exactly 10 years younger. Well, he's probably more. 10 years younger than I am. He fights on Twitter, boy. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He doesn't back down. God bless him.
I reread Wraith of God. I keep saying Wrath of God. I reread Wraith of God. What a great title for a book, too. Wraith of God. That is
Great.
awesome. I 1 and 2 last night. I can't wait for number 3 and Kit Carter. You and me both held dear. What about you, Marcus? You get these?
I got 1 and 2. Number 1 is one of the best. It's not just one of the best crowdfunded comics. It's one of the best comics I've read. He
Yeah.
really can. He is so humble about his talent. And 2 is up there as well.
Yeah,
And
I
I
did
can't
like
wait for
one
Kit
better.
Carter because Kit Carter is right up my alley because I created similar characters in the 90s. You know, my characters all space people with bubble helmets.
Yeah, I love that
And
too.
so I can't wait for that.
I have I was just talking with Brian Bout today about, again, if my comic lasts, I have a 50s homage sci-fi space issue that I want.
Oh, it's right up my. I mean, my character the one cat we co-created Captain Courage and Johnny Kilo, and I didn't name them, but I created the look of them. It was a cross between a Marvelized John Buscema character and Flash Gordon. Right,
Now
that's
this
it.
right
Flash
here,
Gordon beef him up.
this is Wrong Earth, Dead Ringers number 2.
Oh, I read wrong. I've read Wrong Earth.
Oh, I just realized I have this already.
Wrong Earth is good.
Yeah, wrong. Oh, this is relisted.
What a brilliant idea.
Excuse me. I
Bless you.
apologize, everybody. Yeah, this is excellent. Jamal Igle is a screaming SJW.
You know, I used to know him in the night when we went to conventions. We used to hang out with Jamal before he was an SJW. He really was a nice guy. It's kind of a shame.
Yeah, back before politics ruined friendships, because
amazing.
He's an amazing comic book artist. I mean,
he really could.
This isn't him, but to the point where if I could, I would hire him to do Heroic Tales.
He'd be good. He'd be good for Heroic Tales.
He is amazing. Like, could we get along? I'll pay him.
I don't know.
And Dora. So that's it. That's everything. So let's look up here. Okay, so I'm getting 24 comics. Then I always check to make sure that I didn't order 11 copies or something by accident.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did $77. This is actually pretty considering last month was $23. Oh, you don't need to see my address. You don't see.
I laugh about the doxing. You're old enough to remember the phone book coming to your house.
Yeah, I know.
And you could look up, what's my friend's address and phone number? And you'd look, Brown. Oh, what's his dad's name? Oh, John. Oh my God, there's 17 Johns.
Yeah, so here, I'll put the camera back here, and this will become a regular video now.
I think that's kind of funny. I think that's the whole doxing thing is funny to me.
Yeah, well,
Tesla, my favorite. I love Tesla.
You see what my shirt says? Tesla and Edison.
My son works for Tesla. I'll never say anything against Elon Musk ever in my life.
Get your kid out of the house.
Oh, my kid's been out of the house since college. Both of them. They're good.
Here.
Are you kidding? He does better than I do.
Well, that's good. That's the goal, right? To have
they didn't say that he's supposed to work on the HVAC engineer, mechanical engineer. He's supposed to work on the HVAC, the building. That's such a big building, the Tesla building, Giga, Texas, that they actually have their own engineers constantly working on the building. He's working on the batteries.
Oh, cool.
We're like, oh, wow.
I wonder what you said about Wrath of God. Yeah, Wrath of God #1.
Terrific comic book.
When I read that, I said, "This is it. This is Comic Gate's big hit." Mike Barron said, "What does Comic Gate need to be like sustainable or important or last or whatever word you want to use?" Mike Barron said it needs good stories because it already has good story. Art. It has good art. Comics Gate. We can't argue. Oh man,
I think I like.
And Wrath of God.
I got First Man. I like First Man 2 better than First Man 1, but First Man 1 was just a redo of 95. But that's kind of a Spider-Man story, Captain Marvel story. But it wasn't as deep as Wraith of God.
Wraith of God was awesome. It was,
and there's nothing wasted. I like Blood Honey. I did not spend money on Blood Honey. I got it dinged and dented for $10. And I got Wrecked Planet. Those are both spectacular artwork. The story meanders a little bit, but it's still. I see what he means when he talks about his story. I understand exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah,
but it could be a little more to the point. But it's fine.
But I don't remember. By the time the new issue comes,
I don't have
geez.
backed as many books as you or some of these other people, though. And the Glorious Rex was okay.
I,
I
I, I,
thought that.
I don't mean to be mean, but this is going to be mean, but I don't mean it to be. I didn't expect much from the story because Starlight Cats to me was like a cartoon. You
I
guys,
didn't get. Yeah, They
yeah,
wanted Starlight Cats to be a cartoon, but I came in late, so I didn't get to back Starlight Cats or Shanu because I was still wondering if I was actually going to be backing these comics at that
Shanu,
time. So I kind of missed out on Shanu, and now it's $40. So I don't know.
as I was saying about, so when I got Inglorious Rex, I was actually surprised. I was like, oh wow,
I
this is
didn't hate it. I was
a,
thinking of it like you were talking about Renzo and storytelling. I thought that Shane used too many close-ups, and he didn't have enough Jack Kirby. He always talks about this as two big monsters, kaijus fighting. But I thought he didn't have enough Jack Kirby in him, like in that book. I thought it could have been more powerful. But that's me, especially at the end. But I back two because I want to see what happens. He's a good artist.
yeah.
There's no doubt. No doubt, terrific. And I never backed anything by mail-in until I guess I'm getting godlike. But I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous about the mailing
You
comics.
guys want to? We got 7 people who sat through this extremely dull, poorly planned video. Do you guys want a sneak peek? Marcus, you want a sneak peek?
Sure.
Okay, here's a sneak peek. Okay, can you see that? This is a page Renzo sent me today. Can I make it bigger? Okay. Can I scroll and make this? I can't. I thought I could make it bigger, but so what are we looking at? This is a page. This is one of the villains, Dr.
Wow,
Robo,
look at that.
and here's the patriarch fighting. But this is what I wanted to show.
Oh, wow, I see it. That's great.
In the bottom, see, I only said that there was going to be 5 panels according to the script. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels, and I just Renzo's knocking it out of the park with all the buttons and
I can't believe how much work he does too. He's so fast.
And in the bottom left 2 panels, there's a billboard, and guess who's on the billboard? Can you see that? I'm trying to make it big. Can we? I don't know. I can't make it.
Oh,
big.
I see Horace H. Hoover.
Yeah, it's Horace H.
I
Hoover's on
see
the
Horace.
billboard.
Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do about Horace H. Hoover.
Oh, Renzo. Fabrizio's gonna. He
I'm just gonna get whatever Pete sends me. I don't care. It was only $3, and then I'll just back Renzo when he's ready.
Fabrizio. Issue 3. So issue 3 is not coming out by Alterna, but
No, I know. Yeah.
But Fabrizio's going to crowdfund it on his own. It's all done already, and then the spring he's going to do issue number 4, and then
I imagine the price is going to be different though.
Yeah, that does.
But I'll back him. I read the first 2 are really. I just have to see what happens.
I thought Alterna's charging too low.
I think he definitely charges too low.
Which is a nice problem to have, but I'm willing to pay a little bit more. So,
yeah, but you know what the problem with? I was thinking about that and not knowing anything about it, and I try to learn. Is he just? And I was looking at Wednesday's comics. And I look at the deal for Wednesdays. Well, what if I put one of my stories in Wednesdays? I have stories that are finished. Or maybe if I want to draw something. And then you draw an 8-page story and all you get is 5 copies. Why is that worth my time? I love comics, but I don't. Maybe he's just getting people that are so desperate to be published so he cannot pay them as much. I have no idea. But it had been gone through my head.
All right, you ready for another exclusive? Can you see that?
Wow! Yeah! Wow! Look at that.
Yeah, that's Dr. Robog. You see him fighting the robot. So Dr. Robog, what do you think he does? This is an item here. The name Dr. Robog tells you everything you need to know about the bad guy.
And Renzo works in a computer, right?
Yeah, he started drawing pencil and paper because that was going to be a tier where you could buy the original art, and he said it just slowed him down too much.
I see that. I've been watching a lot of guys do that. That's why I asked, because the gray.
He
The
said
gray he can put on. That's what I'm jealous of.
he said he puts
The,
so much detail into this. It took forever. I cannot
the
wait to
gray tones that he could put without on the computer. Um, you know, and you can't really tell whether it's hand drawn or computer drawn. If somebody's not as good as he is, you can tell. You can't tell at all. A lot of
I could
the
look at this
artists
today.
pencil it on the computer and ink it. They print it out and ink it so they have original artwork.
He said he was going to send me the first couple of pages, so, but I'm not going to get mad if he doesn't, you know what I mean? I paid for the art for the comic book, not for the pages. So whatever he wants to do. But I will tell you this, if the comic does successful, I'm flying Renzo out here and we're going to, you know what I mean?
Oh, that'd be great.
Great artwork, John. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Mac. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mac.
this is terrific. It really is good.
I am so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I worry that you're not going to charge enough for the comic.
That is a real concern.
But you're really getting great advice. Far be it for me to say, between Nick and Crom, you're going to get good advice on how this works.
I do worry that I'm not charging enough, but like, what do I charge? That the price is going to scare people away, right?
Well, it's hard because to me there's no price for floppies in CG, and there is for alternative floppies, but separate. There's no price for floppies because all the big stores that we just talked about are all year long. So, I mean, Aaron did a 100-page comic for 108 pages for $25, and Ghost of Matacumba, he's 64 pages. They don't do 22-page floppies, and when they do the supplementals, Ethan and Shane, they charge $25 for the supplementals, which is one of the reasons why I don't buy them. I wouldn't pay $25 for less than 48 pages.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
It's a lot of money, but I thought maybe 15.
I didn't want to pay $35 for ISOM. I just did it because
I didn't.
I got caught up in the fandom, and you know what I mean?
I didn't, and I worried about not buying it. I didn't buy ISOM, and I went to a Heroes Con, and I know some of the guys, CG, Southern Cecil, Goes, and a bunch of other guys that you see in the chat. And I asked them, do you guys get ISOM? I see Moromi a lot. I hang out with him a little bit. And I said, is it worth it? And they're like, no, it's not that good. It's not that good.
Well, I'll tell you this, even if it
and they all said it, so then I didn't feel so bad, to be honest with you. I wanted to get it. I felt like that's part of the deal. Don't get ISOM.
You're killing me, Marcus.
Ow.
Every time I start talking, you talk.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say, even if it was good, it's not worth $35. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a comic book.
It's $50 with shipping.
It's $50 with shipping. So I don't mean to be mean. Eric's been on my channel. He's been nothing but nice to me, but I'm noping out of the Rippaverse. What do you think about Ripasend?
If he wants, I think it makes sense for him.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm not. I don't know if it's good for the smaller creators, but for the guys that he hangs out with, the FNT crowd that are making comics, like Yellow Flash is making a comic with Dylan Draws and Drunk 3PO, all these guys, that they're going to be perfect because they're going to get big. They're going to be over $100,000 and stuff.
Right. Like to me, it's not going to be worth it for me. It's going to be me and my wife begging and boarding. And
no, I think if you look at Twitter and you look at what B.A. Turner was saying, he's probably right. I mean, all the bigger guys are saving money on fulfillment. The only big one that hired a fulfillment, Zach, your boy Zach does a fulfillment.
Yeah.
And Rini does it. Rini did a fulfillment.
Well,
but yeah. Rini works a full-time job.
I was about to say that. See, I work a full-time job. So, and I say this, if I get 100 issues or less, I'll do it myself. I think I could probably do 100 issues.
You'll make more than 100 issues.
But if I sell 101 issues, I got to get a Critical Blast will do it for me because at that point, I'll make mistakes. I'm more concerned with making mistakes and upsetting customers than making money.
Rini is Critical Blast.
Yeah, it was perfect.
I met Rini. She's really sweet.
Yes. She's one of my favorite guests. If it was up to me, she'd be on my channel every day.
I knew two of her teachers from SCAD, from White Plains, June Brigman and Roy Richardson. and they tried to force her not to be in CG one Heroes Con.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so but she was doing well at that time. That was when she was getting established. She's a terrific comic book,
yeah. I
and
Fiendish is
everybody has this like theory. She was worried about her job taking up time, and I'm almost sure the reason why she's not on more of the other people's streams isn't all politics. It's all because she doesn't have time to be on there.
we were talking about that. She
You
says
know?
she's in this gray area where she's making decent money off the comic, but is it enough money to quit and to get your own health insurance? And you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
I know.
you know what I mean. So I understand. You know, let's just shoot at the moon and say my comic freaking explodes. I can't quit my job. I got
You
three.
got the best.
I got 3 years left to retire. You know what I mean?
You got the best health insurance going. Come
you
on.
know, I can't quit. So it would be nice. Yeah, I could dream, but my goal is to make enough money to bring Renzo here. And then me and him.
If it didn't take so long to draw the comics, all the comic artists would crowdfund, and they wouldn't have jobs.
Yeah.
You know.
And I am itching to start this campaign.
Oh, you should be by this time.
Well, Michael T. Gilbert's stepping up to the bat, and he's set it up. My only issue is the other guy whose name I'm not going to mention because he's having health problems. It's not like he's being a jerk. The other guy was more of a fan favorite. Michael T. Gilbert is one of my personal favorites. You know what I mean? So are people going to want that? They're like, oh, that's kind of nice. For those,
they have to be affordable to you too. I know you asked EBS,
Yeah,
like who?
He was a gentleman about it.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he's fine about it.
Yeah, he's been nothing but nice to me too. That was a weird night at Heroes.
Yeah, Moromi remembers that.
What is this? Did I miss something?
No, I was talking about Rainey and teachers from,
okay.
from SCAD. Yeah, he was there.
So Moromi?
Yeah, I've hung out with him at the Heroes Con. So what happens is, much like these Garden City, they all get together and Graham throws a cigar party. Billy does the same thing at Heroes Con, and we all get together after the con and hang out. Sometimes in a room, sometimes outside if the weather's good. And they smoke cigars, and I don't because I've asthma. So, and they drink, And it was the same thing. The same idea. Tampa was the same idea. It just went to be two different things, And Billy goes there, and Andy, Bud Root, this guy, Andy Bellinger, is a terrific comic, Mother Trucker.
That's a great time.
And they all hang out. Whoever's like CG-ish hangs out. The guys who come visit. Hopefully Shane will be there this year.
I don't know if you see in my comments that there's comments on like every one of my videos. Arthur Tripp. Arthur is an old timer. He was a kid that he was a woodchuck. That means he was the one that hand delivered the art from like Jack Kirby and Gene Cole. So he would go to their houses, get the art, bring it to Marvel Studios. Well, now he's an old timer.
That's cool.
And he runs conventions. He's having one Saturday, but he's giving me conflicting information. I need to know where it is, but maybe I'll go Saturday, check out this convention. It's like what you say, one of these Garden City, Levittown conventions.
Oh, that's cool.
You heard tabling? What does that mean? Shane's getting a table?
That Shane will get the table at Heroes Con. Shane isn't too far from here. He's not far. It's like an hour from me. Not even. Well, one year we tried to shame him into coming. When is it? It's Father's Day weekend.
Oh, June?
In June. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it with a handful of comics. My own comics. Nah,
you could do that. That's great. I mean, it's all comics too. It isn't. It's cosplay comics. It's all comics. There's no actors and actresses at Heroes Con. It's what it was when I moved here to Charlotte. It's what they described years ago when I was hoping to one day go to Heroes Con. It's all comics and comic book stars. And you get Walt Simonson, Chris Claremont, Michael Golden, and Dan Fraga. That's how I got to know Fraga. Um, and and Jim Steranko, and just the list is for, and they could be CG and non-CG, and they could hate each other. And Cartoonist Kayfabe has the big booth, and you could stop by and talk to any of these guys. It's hard to do because it's so big, but there's somebody that you always wanted to meet there.
So did you see this? The Gail Simone's Women of Marvel, and then she's catching crap because all the women characters said that they like men. It just goes.
I did see that. That was pretty funny.
When you pander to identity politics, you never win.
It's a shame. She's not a bad writer.
She wrote a comic called Leaving Megalopolis, I think it's called, and it's about like a retirement community for superheroes, and it was actually really good.
That's not a bad idea.
There was one guy who was like the Captain. He was like the Black Adam, the bad Captain Marvel. Later, Marody. I'm shutting it down now too. I didn't plan on it being this long, but and I forget his name. But he had Alzheimer's, so he was an old timer, and he couldn't remember his magic word. So he kept walking around like saying nonsense words, trying to stumble upon the magic word to transform. It's a great idea.
Nobody thought of it before. That's amazing.
It's a great idea, and she wrote Suicide Squad for a while. She wrote The Secret Six that I absolutely loved. Her
she was pretty good.
It's just that she's I follow her, then I unfollow her on Twitter because it's just like, what if Cyclops had heat vision? It's like, shut up, you're not funny. This is funny. It's not clever. It's not charming.
Sometimes I'm like that with Jimmy. So, Palmiotti, I follow him, I unfollow him.
No,
he says things I completely agree with. He says things like, "Gee, I don't want to argue with Jimmy. He's such a nice guy."
I don't want to argue with him, but sometimes I have I said it to him after we talked. I was like, you got to just. I said you can't just be a cheerleader for the Democrats. I mean, you got to admit they do things wrong. I said I admit the Republicans do things wrong. It's like when at the end of the day, none of these politicians give a crap about. Trump doesn't care about me. You know what I mean? Maybe in some abstract sense, but if I was to die tomorrow,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, there's never been a politician on the history of Earth that I'd probably sit down at dinner and be like, hey, that was a cool guy.
Well, maybe George Washington.
George Washington would probably like just stare at me like, you're 50 years old, and you read comic books.
Yeah. Well, he did make the decision not to become king,
I don't know, but but he's that's a whole different.
He's a real liberal New Yorker, I read that's what it comes down to.
That a guy came up to George Washington and put his arm around him and said something. And George Washington was just stared at him until the guy walked away. Like he was very into pomp and circumstance. Like he was very, very of the old world. And then Jefferson did away with the wigs. He took his wigs off. He didn't. There's no pictures of Jefferson with wigs. And he was.
That's true.
So I think I get along with Jefferson over Washington. But I just wanted to make this because I didn't have a video for today. I do think I'm going to get back to showcasing comics. My stack is just getting bigger and bigger, and I think I'll do it like this. I'll put the comic down here. I'll talk about it. I'll throw a link in the chat, and whoever wants to pop in and.
I like your long box videos.
Yeah,
there's something fun about them. I know you just go from it's like 3 or 4 minutes, and you just go through the boxes. But there's something about looking at it all quick that I like.
Well, it takes a lot of because I take the box, I put it over here. I
can only imagine.
Scan them, and then I put them back, and I just do it until my back hurts. And if my back hurts,
that's a huge project.
Yeah, I'm only up to 50. I'm only up to here. This is the next box. I'm up to Exiles. So 50 box.
But that's 50 boxes.
This is 50 boxes, and I'm only up to E.
So. I had 40 boxes, and I thought I had a good collection.
You did. Just because if I'm 6'4", doesn't mean the 6'2" guy isn't tall, and I'm not 6'4", guys.
It was okay. I mean,
Wow, I'm losing weight. I'm looking at my face.
I'm gaining weight.
You know, I went to the doctor and I started taking vitamin supplements, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a omega-3 and a testosterone, and my back doesn't hurt except when I'm lifting 50 boxes a day,
Right.
and I'm losing weight, and it's not like I'm being healthy. My wife brought me a Big Mac that I'm going to devour as soon as this
Oh,
camera.
my wife would never do that. She's a super healthy. My wife runs marathons. She's
Oh,
super
really?
healthy. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. My wife went to work today, so I had to go to the dermatologist because part of my insurance as a construction worker, you have to get checked for skin because we're outside all day long. So
I
cleared
know.
for cancer again, and I stopped at the ramen place, got a bowl of ramen,
I
came
saw that.
home,
Looked good.
and then for dinner I'm having a Big Mac. I'm living up, and I'm still down 34 pounds since I started this channel. So there you go. All right,
Hey,
guys,
that's great.
I'm gonna go. There's 11 people in the chat. Unless anybody wants to say something right now, pop in. I'm gonna go. Me and Marcus will filibuster for one more minute. I'm trying to think.
Philippa. That's what I'm good at is filibustering. Come on.
I got this. Speaking of Sterenko,
Oh wow, that's cool.
yeah, and I put this in my wish list at uh, Lone Star Comics. Get this glare off it. There we go. Steve Ditko, Mocker.
Oh wow, cool.
This has
I'll
been
hold on. I'll get something that my sister got me.
okay, and this is what I've been.
My sister has money. She's
Nice.
at Coffee Labs. I told you.
Oh yeah, up by
And
me,
so
right? Up in
they're
Tarrytown.
in Tarrytown. Yeah,
What's
she's in Tarrytown, and she's in Eastchester. She got me these Christmas and birthday.
Oh, nice. Are they black and
This
white?
is these are the these are like these are the artisan editions instead of
Oh,
artist
I'm gonna
edition.
make your screen big. Hold on. Look at that.
They're a little smaller, than the artisan editions, but they're less expensive. They're like they're $40, and it has all the original art.
Oh man.
And I got like Kirby and Bermuda, Kane. She's
Yeah.
crazy. She doesn't get me off. She doesn't have to do all that, but she does. She
Oh
takes. My mother was like that, so she's like taking up the mantle of
man.
overdoing it.
Those I cannot stress this enough. Somehow you got to read the first 100 issues of the Fantastic Four. It's just some of the best comics you'll ever read. So good. That to me is like the comic books 101.
It is. It really is good. I I think the fit, and they say it was bad after Kirby left. I liked. I mean, that's when I was rated. I like those issues in the '70s as well. I know that
They drifted
it
for a bit.
wasn't the same. Of course not.
I think up to like 130, maybe up to 140, they kind of drift. There was some good stuff in there, but then it picked up again with the Len Wein, George Perez.
Oh yeah, Rich Buckler and then George Perez. Yeah.
Rich Buck. I forgot about the Rich Buck. They were some
Well,
good.
he did a cover of my characters. Like the one thing I'm in the comic comics.org. I'm actually in there. Fantastic Worlds #2, and we had paid. It's like a variant cover. The publisher, had published Sam Glansman. He was running this and news stories at 2, Sam Glansman. And he said, "You want to be in the second issue? We'll put you on the cover." And we paid money for this, and it was Rich Buckler and Joe Sinnott, and Buckler decided to do it like a Kirby characters. So it was pretty exciting. So now I have a soft spot for the guy,
Yeah.
even though I stood in his office and watched him lightbox artwork.
All right.
So
Nobody say anything. So I'm going to. Oh, one last thing I want to do. Just when we talk about Wraith of God, so Wraith of God and Fiendish, hands down, are the two best comics going out there. I wanted to say that before I close down. But good night,
could
everybody.
agree with that.
Tomorrow,
Bye, everybody.
Chris Faction, who is the writer of I can't remember the name of the comic, but Ron Mosisky is the artist on it's gonna drive me nuts, So see you tomorrow night, and then Tuesday is Gabe El Taib. He's gonna be on, and then
That'll be good.
and then Sunday I'm doing Sunday comics, and I'm gonna do Teen Titans #1. I don't have the first appearance of the Teen Titans, but I have the first Teen Titans comic, so I'll do that on Sunday for Sunday.
Oh, that'll be cool.
And Saturday, I usually don't do a video, so maybe I'll just throw up a pre-recorded video of it. All right.
Gabe will be fun.
Saturday's been date night with my wife because I've been spending so much time down here making videos that I've been leaving Saturdays for her and I to do stuff. All right.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Yeah. All right. Bye bye, everybody. See you. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
Nice seeing you.